All righty. Hello, everyone. I wanted to get on and chat a little bit about my micro lock journey. Literally, I just got my micro locks installed. I got them installed on Tuesday of this week. That means that they were installed on, OMG, what date was that? Whew, gracious, give me a moment. Bear with your girl. Today is the 21st. I got them installed on the 16th. So it's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days so far. Some quick updates about my journey thus far is my loctician contacted me the next day to let me know that she was rewatching the videos that she took of my installment and noticed that one of the parts and one of the sections wasn't as straight as she would like it. And so she asked me if I would mind coming back in. And I thought that was very professional of her to reach out and let me know that, because honestly, I did not notice it. I haven't really taken time to really investigate every area of my head. And so when I did go in, she did show me the video and I definitely saw it. And I am a very particular person. And so I was like, I am thankful that she caught it before I did and that she was gracious enough to invite me back so that she can fix it. I just got out the shower, and so I wanted to show you all how my hair looks after getting out of the shower. I do have the curly end situation going on. I hope you can see my ring light. Unfortunately, it's not working, and so I have to get another one. Shout out to my best friend for gifting me this ring light. Yes, so that is how the ends of my hair is looking now. A couple things. After getting my hair installed, obviously initial installment day, hair was very straight. And one of the things that I quickly noticed was how frizzy my hair was the next day. Again, my ends are curly, so the ends are a little loose. And I noticed that, going to bed, obviously hair shrinking up, all the things. The next day and even the day after that, I got my hair installed on a Tuesday. So Wednesday, Thursday, specifically Friday, more so, I was like, wow, my ends are really frizzy, where you couldn't even really see the curls, right? You couldn't really see the coily ness of the locks. And although I did mist my hair a little bit with water, it just wasn't doing what I wanted it to do. And so I recall that my loctician, she did utilize mousse at the end of my installment. She just put it on the ends of the hair, obviously, to have my curls, define my curls, which I loved, because I honestly didn't think I just didn't think that I would have curly ends. I did not see that for my locks at all, but I'm happy that I have them. And she used this specific mousse that I actually went out and bought, which is the Design Essentials Almond and Avocado Mousse. It smells really, really nice, and it does a wonderful job at defining my curls. So what I did after my installment, I had work for the rest of the week, and in the morning, as I said, I would kind of spritz it with just water. I have a spray bottle of water that has rosemary oil in it that I had way before I locked my hair, and so I sprayed that a little bit on it. And I also utilized some mousse that I had on my own, which is a mousse that I would use essentially for when I have braids, twist in my hair. It's like a Tresemme Max Hold mousse, nothing fancy. But like I said, I typically use that on my hair when I have protective styles to maintain the integrity of whatever the style is. I decided to use some of that, and it worked, but I prefer the Design Essentials mousse. I also like the Dew. The Dew brand also did a wonderful job when my hair was loose natural at defining my curl pattern. And so If the Design Essentials wasn't an option, I would probably use that brand. But like I said, loving the Design Essentials thus far. And so I've been kind of just playing around with my hair, kind of like seeing, you know, how I want to wear it. It looks completely different than how it looked when I first got them installed. And that is because last night I was playing dress up. And I'm like, man, my hair is very, very frizzy. Yesterday, I kind of stayed home. I didn't really go out. And so I didn't do much to my hair. I just let it be. But I'm like, these ends are bothering me. Now, if you watched my previous video of my actual installment, my hair was like this. So this is how deep the part kind of came. Because my hair is short, I found it difficult to have these locks tucked behind my ear. It would be very, it was very gracious, frizzy right here. And I didn't like that. So last night I was like, well, yesterday I was like, you know what? I need to figure out how to style it so that I like it. And it's summertime. Well, it's spring in New York. I live in Brooklyn. It's spring in New York right now, transitioning to summertime. And I just want to really be outside and have a good time. And I'm happy because I don't necessarily have to worry about my hair as much. Just because I have locks doesn't mean that there's no maintenance. There is still maintenance. And especially for somebody like me who I do a wonderful job, I would say, at styling my hair because my hair is short. And so I'm like, ooh, I know how to jazz this up, but this frizziness has got to go. So what I did was I was like, what am I going to do? How am I going to keep it in position? I've really been enjoying tucking it behind my ears. So I went to the beauty supply store and bought some clips. I am going to order some different clips, but for now, this is what I have. And last night I was able to just kind of like pin this side down. Actually, I didn't do it that way. I prefer it done this way to just kind of hold it in place. And then I also pinned this side to hold it in place behind my ear. These things kind of hurt, I'm not gonna lie. Like when you have to snap it open, it's like, ooh. All right, so that is what I intend to do. Now, because I wanted a deeper side part, I trained my hair overnight. I used this clip and I literally just pinned the side of my hair. Now I'm going to be careful because I don't really want it to go through the lock. So I did that to allow it to kind of come more to the side. And then I also did this side, and I actually put one in the back too. And so I figured like this is pretty cute to just like jazz it up a little bit, give it a little style. I'm not even going to use this one. I just kind of wanted you all to see. And to combat my frizzy ends, I decided to purchase the mousse that my loctician used on my ends. I did ask her when I went back in for her to correct the section that she needed to correct. I asked her if it was okay if I used the mousse, and she said yes. She said that she found that washing the mousse out was easier than washing out like oils that cause buildup, because that is something I am concerned with. I did have traditional locks before in the past, and so I know how it goes with buildup and just how stressful it can be to really get the buildup out of your locks. Pardon me. And I want to avoid that this time around, especially because these are going to be a lot smaller than my traditional locks, which feel free to let me know if you want to see any videos or like pictures of my traditional locks or my past lock experience that I really, really loved. They were wonderful. And so, yes, I bought this yesterday and I was overjoyed at just how quickly it defined my curls and just combated the frizziness. Now, my hair is color treated, so I ordered some items from Entois. I hope I pronounced that right. Pauline at Entois Beauty, who I just absolutely love on YouTube. Her channel really helped me out a lot when it came to just researching micro locks in particular. And so I purchased her cocoa almond leave-in because my hair is color treated and I don't want it to be susceptible to breakage. So I am going to utilize that. I also bought her sea salt spray, her rose water. So I'm excited for those items to come in because I feel like I'll have like officially a lock hair care emergency kit in my possession. So I maintain the integrity of my hair because healthy hair is what I'm all about. I'm all about health overall. So yes, I purchased the Design Essentials and I really like how it combats the frizziness because I wasn't really enjoying that. So yes, that is this is where we are right now. This is where we are. And I'm like, okay, this is really cute. I can like pull it more to the side if I want to, but right now I'm just gonna leave it in the front. And it's wonderful because for those of you who have short hair like me, I think that this is great because I look at this as a pixie cut, like a lock pixie cut. And so I get to kind of play around with my hair to see, you know, which way I want it to lay. And I get to manipulate it in that way. So that you don't feel like, you know, you still feel confident in your hair. So although it's short, you can still do things with it. You can still have fun with it. So, okay, that looks kind of wild, but I'm just showing you what you can get away with here. Alrighty, so I wanted to also talk a little bit about why I decided to go the micro lock journey. For the past, I'm going to say like the past 5 years, I have been actively contemplating locking my hair again. After my first set of locks, I knew that my end hairstyle, like the last, or at least what I felt like would be like the last hairstyle that I do to my hair was going to be locks again. In my first lock journey, I really, really learned a lot about my hair. I learned mainly that my hair thrives when it is not manipulated. My first lock journey, I had my locks for about 4 years. And within that time span, my hair really just retained way more length than I have ever seen it naturally retained prior. My hair was very thick. I didn't even know that my hair could get that thick or that long. So I really appreciated that about my first lock journey. And I knew ultimately that I was going to get locks again. And I was like, maybe when I'm, maybe when I'm older, I'll get them again. However, I did not want to do traditional locks again. That I knew. So I opted in my mind at the time to go the sister lock route. I was like, when I get locks again, I'm getting sister locks. The reason being is because my hair is on the finer side. The loctician that did my hair said that she wouldn't consider my hair. She considers my hair to be thick, but she said that I have a lot of fine strands, which made sense. And I knew that the second time around, the sister lock route would have been better because the locks are smaller, but I was having some difficulties because I was like, I don't know if I want them to be as small as what I knew sister locks to be at the time. And so fast forward, pandemic happens. At the time, my hair was in a fade. it was cut in a fade. I've done so many different things to my hair. It was cut in a fade, and I decided to grow it out from that time, obviously with everything kind of being locked down. And once the lockdown lifted and we were allowed to kind of go back outside, I was like, you know what? I'm locking my hair up. I went to a sister lock consultation, and at the time just decided that I didn't necessarily want to go forward with it. And I also just couldn't afford to have them installed at the time. I was getting quoted way more than what I paid for my micro locks, and it just wasn't the time. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do it. After that, I had gone to 2 different consultations for sister locks, because for me, when my hair is in a protective style, i.e. braids, twist, wig, whatever it might be, obviously I don't have to think about it, right? But the moment you got to take them braids down, baby, you are like, oh my gosh, you're just reminded of, I was reminded constantly of just the maintenance that I would have to do. And to pat myself on the back, I think that I have done a wonderful job at really just caring for my hair on my own, making sure I do my deep conditions, getting my ends trimmed, protein treatments, steaming my hair at home, and styling it. My hair is short, and so I would either put them in bantu knots, I would comb coil my hair or finger coil my hair, I would put mini twists in it. I styled my hair. That has never been an issue for me, but it's a lot of work. And so I knew that these locks were going to be installed sooner than I anticipated. And so I did active research at this point, which was like, I'm going to say early on this month, to find a loctician, because I was like, I need to get my hair, I need to get locks installed. Like, I just can't do this. I don't want to do this. I have a number of goals set out for the coming years, and getting my finances together, one of those goals. And so one of the things that just really cost me so much money is my hair. Decided locking it up because I don't have the time. I don't have the time. I have things that I need to do. And so if I can save a couple bucks, why not? Could not find a loctician that was taking clients in my area to save my life. At this point, I texted my aunt, who has sister locks, and they are so, so beautiful, because I was like, I'm going to fly down to Florida to go to her loctician to have my locks installed. And I reached out to a couple of locticians who was accepting clients in neighboring cities, i.e. Connecticut, Jersey, Pennsylvania, and was just trying to find someone. At this point, I don't even recall how I really found the loctician that I found, that is located in Brooklyn, not too far from where I live. But I was over the moon when I noticed that she was taking new clients. And so thank goodness I was able to obviously make an appointment for a consultation and have my locks installed. Now, a couple of things. Sister locks, while very beautiful, and I would like to thank the mother of tiny locks, if you will, I was like, I don't really want to have a longer retie session when I have to maintain my locks. And so micro locks seemed like a healthier version for me and what I set out to achieve when it comes to the relationship that I want to have with my hair going forward. I didn't expect, I don't know why, but because these seem small to me. I didn't expect for them to be like this small, but I'm like, huh, they kind of look like a sister lock size, but obviously with sister locks, it's interlocked all the way down. And in this case, it's braided, twisted, and then interlocked. But I'm like, doesn't seem that far off. So maybe I could have done sister locks, maybe not. I don't know. This is just where my mind, my thought process is right now. And I felt like, and still feel like, because of the texture of my hair and because of my experience with traditional locks, interlocking, regardless if it was like sister locks or micro locks, was the best bet for me. Because when I had traditional locks, my retwist never stayed. Granted, I was more on the freeform side and I didn't really retwist my hair that often, but when I did retwist it, especially like in the beginning stages, I would get my hair retwisted today, and within the span of like 3 or 4 days, the retwist will unravel and it would look like I did nothing to my hair. So at that point, I'm just like, what's the sense of me retwisting anyway? I might as well just leave it alone. But there were those times where I absolutely needed to take a hold of the new growth, the loose hair, and twist it into the lock. That being said, present day, I knew that I wanted a locking system that allowed me to be able to maintain my roots a little better. And I still love traditional locks. I love freeform locks. I love the unkept look. I love thick roots. I just think that it is just so beautiful. But for where I am right now in my life, I ultimately knew that I wanted something that allowed me to, one, be able to do other things. So I love the fact that with micro locks, you can braid over them. You can, at this point, I can wear a wig if I wanted to wear a wig. It's just a little more versatile. Not that traditional locks are not versatile, but for me, with my previous traditional locks, they were pretty big, and so I just don't even know how that would work. I honestly probably wouldn't have even bothered like putting anything over it anyway. So I like that this gives me a little more room to kind of like explore and have fun, because like a lot of people, I am one of those people that enjoy doing different things to my hair, quite frankly. And so having the access to and freedom to do that with this locking system is something that I appreciate. So yes, I think that is pretty much it for my hair. Let me know if you want to see videos or any pictures of my previous lock journey. I can share those with you all. I really don't mind. Or if you just have any questions, any comments, if there's anything that you relate to, let's chat.